Hi, hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Irene from Italy. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Let me just preface this by saying that I'm a huge fan of yours, and so I'm really excited to be here with you today. And yeah, I'm trying really hard to keep it together right now. Nice. Okay, so let's go with the first question. So Encanto is the 60th movie from the Walt Disney Animation Studios, which obviously is a huge legacy to carry. And do you think about fitting in this legacy when writing for such a movie, or do you focus primarily on the story and the characters and what they need?
I think a big part of my job is forgetting that I'm part of that legacy because it's a scary, intimidating legacy. Some of those movies have created the most iconic movie music of all time. I'm thinking about Under the Sea, When You Wish Upon a Star, The Circle of Life. If you think about that, you're going to freeze up at the piano. So a lot of the answer to that fear is leaning into the specificity, leaning into your research, leaning on your collaborators in terms of what specifically the story is you're trying to tell. And I think the more specific you get, the more universal it feels. That's the real secret. We're all Ariel when she sings Part of Your World, even though none of us are mermaids. We're all, the Hunchback of Notre Dame when he sings Out There, even though none of us are, living in a bell tower. But the more specific the song is, I think the more we can relate to it. And so that's kind of the secret sauce.
Right. And I was watching an online talk that Byron Howard was doing, and he mentioned that one of the things you were most excited about when they pitched the movie to you was writing for such a huge cast of characters. And I can see why, judging from your previous works, but is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I always think of every project as a learning experience. With Hamilton, I learned how to play with time. There are songs in Hamilton that cover 50 years, and there are songs that explode 1 nanosecond into a 3-minute song. I'm thinking of the final monologue that takes place from the bullet till Hamilton, but we're going to spend 3 minutes inside Hamilton's head. And so I really relished the opportunity to write for a large family and make the relationships between those family members be the subject matter of the songs. So there's a song called Surface Pressure in the movie. That is my love letter / apology to my older sister. I think older siblings have it rougher. I was a baby of the family and I got away with a lot more than my older sister did. But at the same time, I really related to Mirabel because as when you're the kid of a family, you kind of constantly finding these invisible tripwires of like, wait, why doesn't mom talk to that uncle? Why can't we talk about this subject in front of abuela? And a lot of Mirabel's journey is sort of learning about stories that happened before she was around. And so that kind of stuff is really exciting. It also allowed me to write group numbers in a different way. There's a big song in the middle of this movie called We Don't Talk About Bruno. And I was more inspired by musical theater. I was inspired by A Weekend in the Country from A Little Night Music, or that song in Rent where everyone is singing, and it's beginning to snow. And like all these different other melodies are kind of crashing into each other. I hadn't seen that in an animated movie. And I was excited to write that kind of a song for a Disney film.
And is there a theme or a character that relates specifically to you and your journey?
They all do. I think, like I said, Mirabel discovering more about her family as a way to understand them better is something I related to enormously. I really loved writing Isabella. She gets a rock song. I just thought that was like, when I was a teenager, the best rock music was coming out of Colombia and Latin America. I'm thinking of Shakira before she sang in English. I'm thinking of Paulina Rubio and Robbie Rosa. There was kind of amazing rock in Espanol, and writing a rock song was really exciting and something I hadn't done before. But honestly, for me, the song I'm really proud of is there's a song in Spanish called Dos Oruguitas near the end of the movie, and I really kind of relied on a nature metaphor. It's about two caterpillars who are in love, and they're scared of letting each other go, but they have to let each other go. And that's really a metaphor for this family. You know, this family are hurting each other because they're not letting each other grow and change because they love each other so much. And that came from a very deep place, that song. And I'm really happy with the way it was, the juxtaposition of that song and the animation under it.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.